Hello. Hello, party people. Hello, tarot lovers out there in YouTube land. My name is Belle. Having a goofy sense of humor, and I had this idea to do a general tarot reading and look at it with the Celtic Cross spread. So this is really cool. I'm gonna have to set up a video so I can show multiple perspectives, which I don't have yet, but what I've done off in this area is I've set up the Celtic Cross reading, and I have not turned the cards over yet, but I've just set them out after shuffling. This is this beautiful Raven's Prophecy Tarot. This is what I'm going to be using. The imagery is so cool on it. It is very unique because usually you have like an image that's showing like a situation, almost like not a bird's eye view, but you're a little bit pulled back from it. And you'll see in these cards, the image is more of a single image, more kind of zoomed in. It's like takes an idea from the traditional tarot, but then makes it really creative in a new way. I don't know, so it's really fun to use every now and then. And then, so I made a cheat sheet and I designated what each space of the Celtic Cross tarot spread is going to be like, because there's a couple ways to do it. I mean, the spread is current, what's going on currently, crossed by the challenge or issue at hand. That's in the middle. So what I've done is for the 4 cards surrounding that, I've done the top conscious aspects, the bottom unconscious aspects that are still affecting it, the right side intellectual aspects, the left side like feelings and intuition about it, how you feel. And then from the bottom up the right side, I created the 7th position. I created that as like this crux of how the issue is really affecting you from a very personal viewpoint. And then 8 above that, surroundings and environmental factors. 9, hopes or fears. And then 10 is a possible eventual outcome if you stay the course. You know, obviously it's never written in stone. It's just kind of something to play with and see what you think. Okay, so I've got a little bit of coffee left over. It's really sad because look how dark it's getting. It's like dusk, and it's only 5 o'clock because it's the beginning of November. So I'm not used to that yet. I was enjoying the sunshine of the summer. I just put on chapstick, so anyway, let's do that with the chapstick. Okay, let's get down to it. 3 minutes. We're finally gonna turn over these cards. It's a general reading, so take from it what you can, or it might remind you of something else that you want some insights on. I'm really excited. I'm kind of nervous about what these cards are. I don't know why. It's just it's so much possibility right here. Okay, let's turn over the first card. What's going on currently. It is 2 of Cups. Interesting. So I feel like the situation in 2 of Cups, it's like about relationships, either romantic or family, or, I mean, usually this would be romantic, I think, but either romantic or family, or your sense of intimacy and closeness and vulnerability, and your sense of friendship and having a confidant, or just your sense of, like I said, vulnerability about how you act around people that you feel like you should be close to or that you actually are close to. That's very interesting that this comes up. I don't know if this is coming up like a lot for everyone, but this is like, it's so interesting. Oh, these tarot cards and like, I don't know, everything that plays out through the tarot cards is so interesting. 2 of Cups. It's like, what are the chances? And it just seems really right now. I don't know. Can you feel that like little electricity? Like, ooh, that's a good card for right now. Wow. 2 of Cups. This is the current situation at hand. Let's see what the challenge to this like vulnerability and intimacy is. 6 of Wands. Oh great, a card that I know like basically nothing about with a vague image. I'm gonna have to look this up in the book. That's cheating, right? I can't look this up. 6 of Wands is the challenge. Okay, off the bat, I would say 6 of Wands, it's about learning how to move forward with your creativity and your artistic vision. You see these orbs, that's like, that's your path ahead. That's like kind of lit and kind of not. And you have this possibility for victory if you keep going ahead. So, it's almost like, I don't know, it's really interesting. So this is your social, emotional, sharing with people, vulnerability. And then what's the challenge that's crossing it is deciding how to move forward. Deciding how to be true to yourself and have good relationships on all levels. Ooh, oh my goodness. This is like an issue. It's like, you can kind of feel that in your heart center. It's like, whoa. Wow. Oh God. What are the other cards going to be? Let's check it out. Okay. Top card, the conscious aspects. Ooh, this is a conscious aspect. So after that, we're going to have unconscious aspects. Who do we really want to know? Okay, conscious aspects. The High Priestess. Oh, this is so good. Look at this. Holding up a mirror. The High Priestess. Conscious aspects. So I would say the conscious aspects is that you feel like you are in control of the situation. You're like, oh, I've got it. I've got it. Like, I don't have any issues with my relationships or my feelings of vulnerability or intimacy. I have no problem with that. High Priestess is like, I'm going to make sure this goes well. But wait a minute, let's see what the freaking unconscious aspects are that are actually affecting it. Yep. Okay. This is so good. Okay, I know this is a general reading, but this is just feeling so good. Okay. It's just like so relevant and perfect. So funny. Okay. The unconscious aspects. This decaying flower. The 5 of Coins. Like something, you want it to be like, oh, I've got this. It's under control. Under the surface, it's not under control. It's a sense of decay, the sense of things that haven't worked out. Oh, that something has not worked out, and you don't want to admit it, but like the High Priestess is like confidence, right? And then you don't want to admit how you're kind of jaded, you're bitter, or something's like bitter, not bittersweet, but something's kind of like rotting your core. To actually say that, like something's like, oh, like if you don't acknowledge it in some way, or at least like be more aware of it, it kind of seems like your unconscious aspects are going to eventually affect your confidence in your High Priestess aspects. This is so interesting. Okay, so next we will look at the intellectual side, and how that goes with the feeling aspects. Here's the intellectual side. 7 of Cups. It's kind of this jumble of like jewels and good stuff that the crows have, or the ravens rather, have collected. It's like this jumble of material wealth, but it's not really organized. Interesting. Intellect, 7 of Cups. Intellect, 7 of Cups. A jumble. It needs to be organized. Well, no wonder. If like your intellect needs to be organized and straightened out, that's because you've got the High Priestess countered by the wilting 5 of Coins, and it's an important issue in your life, which is emotional vulnerability and relationships, trying to figure out how to move forward in your life. And then your intellect's like, oh, don't know what to do. A lot of confusing, disjointed, contradictory information. Wow. Okay, let's see what the feelings and intuition are about this issue. Interesting. Ace of Wands. So I feel like with the Ace of Wands, is this really cute campfire. It's really beautiful. So this is the positive side of feeling that sense of the High Priestess. You've got that creative spark that's actually not just a spark, it's this bonfire. And you have this ability to create momentum and reignite everything in your life. That's so cool. I don't know. I'm pretty curious, like, is there anything that's going to help this play out? The unconscious wilting and decay. Okay, let's look at the crux of how everything is affecting you personally. King of Swords. Okay, so this shows that you might be trying to rely on your intellectual perspective on this issue. Like, King of Swords. Oh, I feel like also, okay, you have the Seven of Cups. It's a jumble. So it is going to happen positively in the end. You're going to get everything straightened out because you are the ruler of your intellect, your thoughts, how you want to perceive things by thinking, and how you just want to have your daily inner monologue. Like, this is up to you. You are going to be the one who rules your sense of intellect and thinking, which will affect your perspective. So overall, I feel like this is very positive. Like, being able to overcome the disorganization, and then you have both the High Priestess and the King of Swords. That's really good. I feel like High Priestess and King of Swords is very powerful, especially with your intuition and your feelings about it being this creative fire. So that's amazing. It's overall very good. So we can say in a positive sense, which is kind of hard to pull out of this, but the Five of Coins and the unconscious aspects, this could be something that you allow to decompose, and like a sense of like re-fertilizing and like getting that good earth, that good soil that will help you grow further. So that's the positive thing. If you can like let something go and let it go back to nature and let nature take its course in terms of regret or things that you're not that comfortable with that are underneath the surface. I think this is a card of letting that go, because you've got so many other positive cards here coming in just the right spots. So yeah, it's like this Five of Coins with the wilting flower is at the very bottom. So that's something that needs to be let go, let it decompose in that circle of life, and something better will grow from it. Okay, so spot number 8, surroundings, environmental factors of how your relationships and vulnerability are going. Oh, interesting. Environmental factors. 9 of Swords. This is a very potent image for 9 of Swords. It's a hand with the reflection of it that's actually the skeleton. 9 of Swords. Environmental. Okay, so I feel like this is saying that there were some negative environmental factors that led to this relationship, intimacy, all types of anything you can think of for relationships, intimacy, how you relate to others. The Nine of Swords is showing there are some very, very crucial environmental factors that affect how you have perceived and experienced everything. So, have some compassion there for yourself. It makes sense to a certain extent that you would have this reaction to the experiences that you've had. So be gentle with yourself and have compassion for yourself. Okay. Hopes or fears. We're getting towards the end. Hopes or fears for spot 9. Let's see what we get. 9 of Cups. That's interesting. 9th spot is 9 of Cups. This is beautiful sky. So that is hopes or fears. I think this is hopes in this case. Very, 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 very hopeful. It's like everything's good. You've got this sunlight on the horizon. You're getting to the 10 of Cups over the horizon. So just keep following that sunlight and it's going to be good. And then the outcome card. Let's see if it matches anything we've been talking about or not. 7 of Coins. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, 7 of Coins. It shows this trellis with these flowers growing. Remember we were talking about the decomposition of the wilting flower? It's leading to this new growth. These are the same types of flowers as the decomposing flower. You're all good. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Wow. This is really relevant, really potent card reading. I love all the cards that came through. Just really in the exact spot that made sense for our interpretation of this reading. Say our because I'm interpreting it on video, but I'm sure you had some insights too as you saw the cards and kind of thought about how it fits into your life. So I'm so excited about this. I don't know, I had a feeling about this reading and it went really well. So I'm really excited. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram if you feel like it, or YouTube or whatever, because there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming up in terms of intuitive readings that I can offer you. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.